Welcome to Corey's Cocktail Cave. It's time for a little happy hour at home. And we're making, and we love to make, pre-prohibition, prohibition cocktails. I mean, things that have been around for like 100 years. And this one's called the Scofflaw. Now, a Scofflaw was somebody who was a willful drinker, a willful lawbreaker during Prohibition. The word really came to prominence in 1924. The cocktail was created probably, maybe, by a bartender named Jock at Harry's New York bar in Paris. Yes. And you know, though we've been told that a lot of these cocktails during Prohibition were created and people were just enjoying them and frolicking all over the speakeasies, if you will, it probably wasn't true. I mean, if you're in a speakeasy, a real speakeasy, you're probably just drinking champagne, if you can get your hands on it, liquor, whatever kind. And something that I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, what did Grandpa do? I mean, I never knew. He died when my dad was like 35. He was a bookie in Providence, Rhode Island, and he was always drinking a highball. We'll get to that on December 5th, which is Prohibition Day when it ended. Prohibition lasted from 1920 to 1933. And sure, a lot of these cocktails were perhaps created around that time. But the highball and the French 75 are really the only ones that we can give credit to coming of age, I guess, during Prohibition. But this one, again, is called the Scofflaw. We're going to use some rye whiskey. It's aged in charred oak barrels, so it has like a nice kind of smoky, spicy flavor to it. I don't have that much of my Redwood Empire Emerald Giant rye whiskey, but I'm going to use it, what I have, to make the first one. And we need 2 ounces of your favorite rye whiskey, or I have the Templeton rye, homage to the San Diego Padres. Didn't quite make it to the playoffs this year. We're going to use one dash of your favorite orange bitters. I've got this, and of course, I've got the Angostura orange bitters, good old standby. Fresh lemon juice, and we're going to use some Dolin dry vermouth, okay? A fortified wine, which, you know, some cocktails, some people just drink it on its own. But let's start making a cocktail, shall we? First things first, we need ice. We're going to put it in the shaker. You could do it in a fancy cocktail glass if you saw fit, but we're going to do it in a shaker. And we've got our cocktail coupe chilling with some ice. It's been in the fridge, I should say, actually overnight. Meant to make some more lemon juice. Didn't get around to it, but I will, because I'm sure that this is going to be delicious. Again, 2 ounces of rye whiskey. You need 1 ounce of dry vermouth, a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, 1 to 2 dashes of grenadine. And this is just, again, pomegranate juice. I bought, the Palm brand, and made the recipe. Calls for, if I recall, it was like 16 ounces. This is an 8 ounce bottle, 16 ounces of pomegranate juice, 2 cups of sugar, like a tablespoon or so of lemon juice, and voila, you just sort of simmer it and then let it cool. Don't bring it to a super hard boil. Otherwise, it'll be a syrup. Day ruined. But homemade grenadine, way better. But if you can't, make it on your own. Pity the fool. Okay, we need 2 ounces of rye whiskey. Let's see if we have enough. Oh, we have just enough. Maybe a little bit more of 2 ounces left for one cocktail. Got to get me some more Redwood Empire. It is delicious. It smells so good. It smells spicy. Okay, 2 ounces of that. Then we need, 1 ounce of dry vermouth. And again, there's Blanc. There is sweet vermouth, which is red. The Blanc is white, but a little bit sweeter than the dry, as you might imagine. Okay, 1 ounce. A little bit too much, but just a wee bit. I won't complain. And then we need, how much? A 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. I'm just going to have to eyeball this here. This actually only speaks to me in ounces. Okay, so let's go with that. And then we'll do the dashes of the orange bitters first. Okay, so 1 to 2 dashes. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Then we're going to do the grenadine. And I'm going to use just a little bar spoon like this, because I don't have anything that would make this dash. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to do a tiny little bar spoon of this. And I am actually going to garnish it with a little orange peel. Not necessary. Okay, that should be plenty. I'm just going to mix that around a little bit just to get the syrup off the bar spoon. And now I'm going to shake her up after I peel my garnish real quick like. Okay, let's see. And again, room temperature citrus if you're going to make a garnish out of anything. Ooh, this is like a thick peel. Hold on. Stand by. Oh, day ruined. That sucked. Okay, let me try this one. Okay. All in the wrist, people. All in the wrist. For the Scofflaw. Willful drinkers. That's what we are. Oh, this one's kind of ruined too. So I'm going to rip it. Well, do I need to do that? I'm going to wrap around my finger real quick like. Warm it up. And shake, shake, shake. Okay. Okay. Oh, you can smell the orange and everything else. It smells delicious. Okay. We're going to pour out the ice, obviously, because this is a straight up cocktail kind of thing. I'm going to put the top back on. I don't know why I took it off because this one has a strainer on the top. Let's see how she looks. All right. And the strainer is good. So good that I can't get any of the liquor out of here. Okay, hold on. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. Spit it out. Spit it out. Okay, let's see. That's pretty. Just slight orange. I suppose if you put a little bit more grenadine in. I believe the original recipe called for a third of your rye whiskey, a third of your dry vermouth, and then a sixth of an ounce of bitters and a sixth of an ounce of, of the lemon juice and the sixth of an ounce of your grenadine. So that's going to make it a lot redder, but it takes on, it's almost like a grapefruit color. Okay, the glass is nice and chilled. We're just going to express some of the oils and skin side out. Can't really see it, but I promise you here, it just doesn't look pretty. So I'm going to, try to make it look pretty. I liked last week's garnish. That was my fave. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do it again. Where's the knife? Let me do this. I didn't get out a cutting board. Of course I didn't. Yes. Okay, let me just do this again because I liked it. Just sitting nice on top. Okay, much better. Now let's give her a try, shall we? The Scofflaw. It's not overly sweet. I mean, this is a kind of thing where you could probably go with a little bit more grenadine if you like a little bit sweeter cocktail. It's a lot drier than I expected. But, that's the dry vermouth speaking. So, next one, I might actually add a little bit more of my pomegranate grenadine because what else am I going to do with all that grenadine? Lord only knows. Let's say hi. JD, always right on time. Thank you, JD. Cheers to you. And Jim, how are you? JK. Oh, and there's Vivi. Hi, Vivi. Chin chin. Love it. That's what the French would say. Probably at Harry's New York bar in Paris, France. Paris, gay Paris. So, again, the Scofflaw. It was a word that they came up in a contest in 1924 during the Great Prohibition, the Great Experiment, the Big Drought, if you will. And it didn't last, did it? But it did last 12, 13 years. Can you imagine? Right after the first global flu pandemic. Good Lord. I mean, those poor people, your grandparents and great-grandparents, how'd they do it? But I think the next one I'm going to make it with a little bit more grenadine. Maybe 2 bar spoons, if you will. Or maybe I'll make the original recipe again. 1/6 of an ounce or 1/6 parts. What did I say? No, 1/3 part of your rye whiskey, 1/3 part dry vermouth, and then a 1/6 of it would be your lemon juice, and a 1/6 of it would be your grenadine, and throw in a dash of your favorite orange bitters. And cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. Chin chin to you and yours. Slancha. And may the force be with you. on this Friday the 13th.